If you drive a Crown Vic every day like I do, you know how lousy those headlights are, right? But frankly, no matter what you drive, if you can get better headlights and better lighting, it's just safer for everyone. And that's why I was so excited to get these LED headlight bulbs from a company called Neo. Now, the packaging and the Amazon displays, it makes a lot of promises, and at $35 price point, it's a pretty tempting product. But why don't we open up the package, I'll show you around the bulbs, we'll see how easy they are to install into Crown Vic, we'll give them a try, and I'll let you know what I think. There's a few things to note about these LED headlight bulbs. First is that there's two sets of arrays, one for the high beam, one for the low beam, which makes it a halogen replacement for these cars. It's also interesting that there's two sets, one on the left, one on the right, versus some other LED bulbs that are hexagon shape or octagon shape that has LED arrays wrapped all the way around it. Apparently having two sets like this better reflect in the headlight bucket and shoot a nicer beam out onto the road. There's a rubber gasket that mounts to the headlight bucket. The heat sink, and there's a fan on this LED bulb. They sit outside the headlight bucket and they're cooled by the outside air. The higher wattage bulbs require a fan for the cooling of the headlight bulbs. Now this bulb draws 35 watts and requires a fan. There's other LED bulbs that don't have a fan, but of course they draw lower wattage and they have lower light output. The cable looks like a braided metal or maybe a braided nylon. Looks hardy and robust, and I'm certain it's going to hold up to the shock and the abuse of a car. The plug looks like something that would plug right into the stock Crown Vic wiring harness. So let's get this installed in the car. Let's see how that goes and let's see how it works. Now, I find with replacing the headlights on these cars, it's just so much easier just to take the headlight bucket out and you simply pull on these two tabs. The headlight bucket slides out and you unplug the wiring harness. Now the mounting tabs on my lights have already been broken. The connector looks like it's going to match up perfectly with the LEDs. You pull off the retaining clip. On the LEDs, they have this interesting feature where you twist this piece off, you slide, your connector on, and you slide this piece back on, and it twists into place. The connector simply plugs in, and it's ready to go back into the headlight bucket. Also, I'm told when these are installed back into the headlight bucket, it's important to clock these LED bulbs, meaning that you don't want the LED arrays sitting up and down. They need to be horizontal, shooting left and right. So when it goes back into the headlight bucket, make sure it's positioned correctly. Squeeze it in tight so the rubber gasket seals. Twist the locking nut. Install the turn signals. And the headlight bucket goes back in. Reinstall the locking tabs. Reinstall the cover plate, and we're done. After installing the LED bulbs, I waited until it got dark. I ended up reinstalling one of the halogens just to get a better side-by-side comparison. The difference between the halogen and the LED is dramatic, both in brightness and the cleanness of the light. I pulled the car to within 5 feet of the garage door just to see the beam pattern better. Right away, you could see the usual orangey glow of the halogen light on the right side. The light color of the halogen is in the 3500 range. The beam pattern of the halogen is good with a center hotspot and a nice horizontal spread. In comparison, the LED has that pure white color of 6000. The hotspot of the LED is less focused and the horizontal spread is a bit more scattered too. At 20 feet away, the light from both bulbs is more diffused and spread and shines more evenly. It's interesting that when I put a light meter at the garage door and focused on the headlight beam hotspot, I measured 610 lux for the halogen bulb and a whopping 1720 lux for the LED, nearly 3 times more light. This is what I learned here. I really like the clean white pure light of those LEDs. And here in the United States, that color light is no big deal. Also, the hotspot on those LEDs is a bit scattered, but I think if I keep clocking and rotating the bulb in the housing, I might be able to fine tune that hotspot. Also, I might be able to get it more in line with the horizontal spread as well. And because the LEDs are shining a little lower, I'm going to have to adjust those headlights up a bit. Also, the life expectancy of these LEDs is a crazy 50,000 hours. What's also crazy is that these LEDs pump out almost 3 times more light and draw 1/3 less power. The price point is crazy at $35, but for a limited time, Neo's offering a 20% discount that I'm listing below in the description column. That makes the price of these LEDs nearly identical to the typical halogen replacements. As for this set here, I'm going to keep them in the car and keep experimenting with them. The second set, I'm going to make a giveaway, and all you have to do to get in on that giveaway is just leave a comment below. And I'll use a program that automatically selects one random comment on November 10th. I'll select that winner, get in touch with you, and I'll send these out to you. If you live in the United States, I'll ship them to you on my dime. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it was entertaining. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.